Hi everybody, Danielle with Time Crunch Couponing. Something a little different here today. So I am making like a quick crock pot Mexican thing that I do pretty frequently here. I figured I would at least post some helpful at-home meals that you can do, easy ingredients and not a lot of energy or effort. So here's the beginning. This video is going to fast forward a bunch of hours after this cooks, but let me show you what I'm doing here. So I've got my crock pot. Let me flip it so you can see what I am working with. It does not want to let me flip the camera from this angle, so pause. All right, so here is my crock pot. It looks old and dirty, don't judge me everybody, but I have one that has a warming setting that flips to warming after you're done cooking, which I love. Here is what I've got. I've got some defrosted chicken thighs. Keep in mind I'm one person. You might want to cook more than this. I've done up to like 4 chicken breasts at one time with this recipe. This is like I don't have it written down. I can write it down if you want me to. But it's like a Mexican chicken. It's like a Chipotle inspired meal that I'm going to make. So here are the only 2 things that you need to start the crock pot portion of this. You just need your chicken, and you could do thighs, breasts, whatever. Breasts are actually easier than thighs, but thighs is just what I have available right now. And then you do a jar of any mild salsa verde. I'm sure that you could do some other sort of salsa, but this is the one that I enjoy, and it's what makes the chicken good, in my opinion. And back to me here. So here's all you have to do. You are just going to take your chicken, and we're going to do a whole lot of hand washing here, given that this is a pandemic right now, and you should always wash your hands if you're working with raw chicken anyway. So I'm going to pick you up with my good hand. We're going to wash our hands over here. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to ramble while I wash my hands. Yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. In the midst of the pandemic, this is super, super different than what any of us are used to, obviously. And I know that for me, being inside all the time, let's move this, there we go. Being inside all the time and being in my house, just not being active is challenging. I live by myself, so being socially active is important to me. And I'm unable to do that right now, obviously, so that's a little bit of a challenge, but getting used to it, everybody, doing the best we can here. All right, let's move back over here. And then literally, here we go, the single girl, I can't open a jar thing. Oh, having wet hands is helping for this. Oh my gosh. How obnoxious is that gonna be on my video? If I can't open this right now while I'm filming, everyone. There it is, all right. Literally all we have to do here is this, and let me show you. You just have to set the crock pot after you do this. Guys, it is really this simple. Here's our chicken. Here's our salsa. Doesn't even need to be like super well covered because that chicken's gonna soak it all up in the crock pot cooking anyway. Where is the lid? We're gonna grab the lid over here. Okay, and then here's all we have to do. You can either set it high for like 3 to 4 hours or low for like 6 to 8. I'm gonna go ahead and do high for 3 to 4. I'm gonna go ahead with 4 hours. I don't know that I'll let it cook out that full time or not. It might not need the full time, but there you go. And that is it. So there's the beginning of this. Later when we come back, yay, we'll cut up the chicken. We're gonna make rice. We're gonna make cilantro lime rice like there is from Chipotle. And we're gonna make black beans, which hopefully I have. I didn't really check. Oh, I've got plenty. See, I know myself. This is how you know I am Mexicano in my blood. Just everything that I have here is like, oh yeah, I could do green chilies in this actually. We're gonna make the black beans and the rice, and we'll do a little sour cream and cheese. And then I have an avocado. Let's go over here and see if we think it's good. Because I could make a little guacamole. Oh yeah, it's perfect actually. So we're gonna make a little guacamole later too. So that is where we're at. I'll catch you guys in about 4 hours. Hey everybody, I'm back. Sorry, I'm moving things around while I'm chatting with you here. All right, so It has been a little bit longer. I'm gonna take you with me while I grab some things. It's been a little bit longer than 4 hours, but I have a crock pot that keeps things on warm, so that's just been hanging out for me for a while. I'm grabbing some things out of the fridge, and I'll tell you after I set them down what you are going to need. This is probably a really good angle. We're calling this, you know, it's a little bit of goofy at-home cooking here. So here's what I just grabbed out of my fridge. I've got cilantro, lime juice, purple onion, and let me just go ahead. This might be annoying the way that I'm about to do this. First, I'm actually going to turn off my crock pot so that it starts to get a little less intensely hot for me. I'm going to unplug it. I'm going to go ahead and grab the pans that I need. I'll set you up here. We're going to go ahead and make the things that we're actually making are we're gonna go ahead and make some white, I'm just making like regular, you're not gonna be able to tell what kind of rice it is because I'm one of these people. I keep all of my stuff in containers like this. This is minute rice though, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make some cilantro lime minute rice. I'm trying to think of how much I should make. My brother is in the National Guard and he is not home all the time right now to cook, what with COVID and everything going on. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make kind of a lot so that he can get some of this if he wants to. So I'm gonna make about 2 cups of rice. So minute rice, if you're unfamiliar and you really never cook and you're just learning this from me right now, that's fine. Minute rice, it's the same amount, same measurement of rice to the amount of water. So I just put 2 cups of water in a thing over there, and I'm just gonna go ahead and let that heat up. And now we're gonna get the pan and the strainer for the black beans, and we're gonna go ahead and get those cooking. So guys, this isn't like exactly like what Chipotle does. I'm not like following their recipe or anything. I'm doing what I know. I'm actually half Mexican. So though I was not raised in the Mexican side of my family, I do know some things about how to cook some Mexican food because my mom taught me. So this is just a little bit of vegetable oil. You can use olive oil. You could use butter if you wanted to. I don't think that butter has the same effect that we're looking for here. And what you want to do, I'll show you, just roll it around the pan. Let's see what's going on with this. So annoying that I wonder what's going on. I feel like I should be able to flip the camera while I'm filming, but I guess maybe I'm dumb. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and grab these 2 cans of black beans that I showed you earlier in the video. I am learning how to eat on a healthier, oh, that's nice. There's my dog having an asthmatic fit behind us right now. That's a really appetizing noise to add to this video. Hey. You hear that, how it's done? He doesn't throw up or anything. He just like has like a little bit of a annoying thing that happens. If you hear my stove being loud, that is because we had a little bit of a spillover with some sauce the other day, and it's still making annoying noises that I haven't fully apparently repaired, even though I thought I did. So we're just opening our cans of black beans right now, which we're going to strain before putting them into the oil in the pan. I could have pre-done all of this, but guys, I don't run a cooking channel. I run a couponing channel, and this is just something that I'm doing in the interim because I'm really not leaving my house. Per my issues with my heart, I'm in the high risk category of COVID, and so it's just more smarter for me, I guess, to stay home and to just spend as little time out as I can. So I'm not doing any couponing. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and strain these. So I'm just gonna rinse them off over here. Can you see me? A little bit. Kinda. Oh, let's bring you over here. Here we go. So, oh my gosh. I'm just gonna do a little bit of straining, put these in the pan, directly into the oil. I'm not, some people would probably say I'm nuts because I'm not heating the oil up first. It's just not how I do it, guys. And I've been making this meal for literally years. And it's great. It's easy. I mean, that chicken just cooked. I haven't been back in here to check on the chicken all day. Just to give you an idea of how easy this is. Like, this whole cart, and 5 minutes into the video, but I've also been taking you to like pick all the things out of the fridge, and I'm carrying the phone around. This entire thing, I bet you start to finish, I've been filming for 5 minutes, but the chicken was a couple minutes. This whole meal, depending on how much you add into it, is like about, I don't know, maybe 20 total minutes of prep. Like, it's phenomenal, and it makes a whole lot of food quickly. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. All right, I wanted to flip so that you can see what I'm going to do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna come over here. I'm gonna get this, and we're gonna turn on the burner here, and we're gonna turn it on like kind of a medium-ish. Let's go all the way to medium, actually, because I'll be doing this for a minute. So we're gonna turn it to about medium. Now the burner for the, I didn't explain this super well. The burner for the rice is on high, and that's because we're just trying to get that to boil. So here's what we're gonna add in here. We're gonna do some of our lime juice. Guys, I'm not a measurements person. Unless it's like absolutely necessary, I don't do measurements. And then this is my little spice thing. We're gonna go ahead and grab, do we have garlic powder? We do. And I'm also going to include some garlic salt into this. My water is boiling for my rice, so we're gonna handle that as well in a moment, but I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. So I have garlic powder. I'm not a measurements person, guys. I just sort of dribble it all around like that. If you cook like I do, let me know. That's just how I prefer. And we're gonna do some salt, and I'm actually gonna chop up some red onion to put in this in a moment too. There's a little garlic salt. I'll grab a spoon in a second and stir that around. Let's go ahead and get this handled. God, if only I was an editing genius, huh? I'm really not. Okay, so we're gonna grab let's grab a measuring cup that's easy to use. Let's use our 1/2 cup measuring cup. And you're also going to, after you cook the rice, or I'm sorry, after you put the rice into the pan, you want to cover it. So I just grabbed the lid for this as well. Let's see if I can set you up right here. There we go. And we're gonna go ahead, and here's how this works if you're not a minute ricer, or you just don't cook very often. I love to cook. This is like one of my true loves. You're just gonna go ahead and scoop the appropriate amount of rice. Like I said, it is the same amount of water. It's equal 1 to 1. So I did 2 cups of water, so I'm gonna do 2 cups of rice. And all you want to do is you want to make sure that you stir it in, because it is going to sit a little bit on top of the water. You want to stir it in, cover it. You can't see me. I'm not going to flip for this, but I'm going to turn the burner off. And we're moving this one off of this burner, and we're moving it onto a cool burner. And now the rice takes like 5 minutes is what they tell you it should take to cook. I just leave it to sit there until I'm done with everything else. What was I about to do? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and stir this around too, because I did put a bunch of crap in there. The lime juice and the garlic and things. Now let's go ahead, which part should we do next? Let's go ahead and prep everything else that goes into, I'll just grab a cutting board here. There we go. Let's just go ahead and prep everything else that goes into these 2 things that we're about to do. So here's my cutting board that I literally just washed. And let's do the purple onion, because we need to put that in the into the beans quickly. All right, let's do purple onion. Today, I'll just chat with you while I'm chopping. Today I did work, like I had a work meeting online. I'm a teacher, so we've been in communication and we've been making plans and doing things for sure, but today was the first time that our whole staff has actually met together since we stopped working briefly, here while all of this is going on. So did some of that. Been working on some things today. How did I cut that? That is about the goofiest cut I think I've ever made. Yeah, so been doing some things like that today. Working from home is so weird, isn't it, guys? I know, I'm sure like many of you are working from home. If you find yourself out of a job right now, I am truly sorry. I know that this is, yes, I am not a professional chopper here. Do not judge me. I chop to get the job done, not because I'm like amazing at it. I'm so sorry if you've fallen on hard times because of COVID. I mean, this is easily, for, you know, most of us, this is the craziest thing that we've ever seen in our lifetime, in terms of like how deeply, I'll go ahead and chop this anyway, but I'm only going to use about half of it. It's crazy how deeply it has affected our full culture. Sorry if you hear my Linkin Park radio on. My Alexa's in my kitchen too. I usually play music loud while I'm cooking, but since I'm filming with you guys, I had her turn it down. Yeah, I feel terrible for people who are like deeply affected by this. It's really pretty awful. Now my hands are clean, everybody. I'm cooking in my own kitchen for me and my brother, but here you go. Ba-ba-ba. I'm just trying to avoid flipping the camera here as much as I can. Let's put a little bit more in. And then the rest of it I'm just gonna put back in my onion container. Okay, and we're gonna give this a little bit of a stir. I love adding the purple onion. I got some big chunks in there, geez. That'll give it good flavor. I'll be able to pick around the big chunks when I actually scoop out what I wanna eat. Oh, you know what? We are gonna need the rest of the purple onion. We're gonna need it for the guacamole, huh? So, we're gonna make that in a minute. So we're just gonna scrape this off to the side. We'll make that actually before we chop up the chicken, I think. And we're gonna need the cilantro for the avocado, or for the guacamole too, so we're just gonna go ahead and get this out. This has been in here for a little bit, so it's not like the best ever, but it's okay. Yeah, guys, so that's kind of what's going on for me, is I've just been, you know, working from home and trying to get outside every day. It's really, if you can see out the window here, you can't see out the window, but you can see that the sun is out, so that's been a nice thing. I'm just gonna chop off the ends of the cilantro right here. Set this off to the side, and we're gonna give it a good chop from right here. I actually could put a little bit of this in the beans if I want to. This is primarily going into the, if I have corn, I can make the corn salsa. I don't know if I have canned corn right now. I'll look, I don't think I do. This is primarily going into the rice though, because that is what they make at Chipotle, guys, is that rice that everybody's obsessed with is cilantro lime rice. And so that I don't put in until the end of this. Once I let the rice just like fully cook out first, and I don't add anything to it until the end. Okay, so we got some purple onion. Let's go ahead and peel off our avocado. I'm making a very small amount of guacamole. I'm probably not gonna have any that lasts me past today, because I just have the one avocado. I think I have maybe like half of one in my fridge. Let's look, but if I do, it might be gross. So, because avocado, once it's ripe, yeah. Let's open this. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be good. This video is gonna be much longer than 20 minutes. I said this meal takes 20 minutes, but if you have everything on hand and you're not just like bumming around and talking to people like I am, then it wouldn't take you that long. The prep work, honestly, chopping stuff is what takes the longest. Yeah, that avocado's yucky. Let's go ahead and get this going here. So people always ask, like, what's the easiest way to chop an avocado? I like make the guacamole for like the friend functions. That's what I do. The answer is there's not. I actually, when I do that, well, for the sake of the video, I'll do it nice. I usually just kind of like stab my thumb in and start to peel out the pit, but you can also chop around the middle like I just did, all the way around. And, ooh, this avocado might be icky too. So see if I'm gonna make quick guacamole. So you would generally remove the pit. As you can see, the color is not like super ideal, and I know a good avocado. Color's not super ideal here. What do I think? I should have gotten a bowl out first is what I think. Let me get a bowl and just see what we think here. If not, other things that we're gonna put into this meal, we're gonna have some Mexican cheese. just like cheese blend. I don't like chop my own cheese or do all that. And then I also have sour cream that I'll put into it for myself. So I try to make myself like a little at-home Chipotle bowl type of deal is what we're going for. So this avocado might be all right. Let's see. Worst case scenario, I just take what's in here and I don't eat it. But I'll show you how to make it anyway. Okay, so the avocado should be it's like starting to brown out a little bit, which I'm not surprised by. I've had them for a while. I feel like my beans they are cooking. I was like, I feel like they're not even cooking, but they're starting to get a little bubbly over here now. I just had the heat down pretty low, I guess. Okay, good though. I love a good garlic bean. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I am gonna toss the onion and some cilantro. No, not the cilantro yet. I'm gonna mush this up. Because this is really how you make guacamole, guys. You just sort of like mush up the avocado until it's mashed. Ooh. Piece of onion on the ground. Let's not do that. Yeah, we're not going to eat this avocado, guys. But how you would do this, I'll give you the verbal statement. And then if you have avocados and you choose to make my guacamole, you can, because it's primo if you can do it. So you take your avocados, you mush them up together. Fun fact, if you leave the pits in the container with the guacamole, that's what you want to do, because the pits are actually what keep the guacamole, or the avocado, sorry about that. The pits are what keep the avocado from going bad. Let's go ahead and get the cheese and the sour cream while we're talking. So yeah, keep your pit and leave it in your container, and that's your best bet. But anyhow, so what you want to do is you'll mash up your avocados into a container. Where is my Mexican cheese? Mash up your avocados into a container, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take some chopped up purple onion. You're going to put garlic powder in there. And again, you saw I don't do measurements, so whatever seems right to you. And what you do is you start with a little bit. The first time you do this, you start with a little bit, and then you just kind of like add on from there. Let's put the rest of this purple onion in the beans. Take your garlic powder, your purple onion, your lime juice. You can squeeze it from actual limes, or I just use juice usually in the seasons that limes and lemons are not in season. Your lime juice, and that's about it. And you just take your garlic salt. Sorry, you gotta put salt in there. You take those things and you mush them up around each other. These beans smell amazing. And you just kind of mix that all together until it tastes right. That's it. So you can put tomatoes in there. A lot of people do a lot of alternative options for guacamole. I don't like tomatoes in my guacamole personally. That's actually the more Mexicano way to do it, but I'm not a fan. Let's go ahead and mix up our rice, actually. See if you'll be able to see what I'm doing. There we go. Yeah, that's the way to do it, but I'm not about it, honestly. You'll be able to tell if your rice is done if when you stick like whatever your stirring utensil is into the rice and there's no water at the bottom, which there's not here, so we're good. Here's what I put in here. So I'm gonna use the lime juice, and we're gonna use some salt and the cilantro, and then butter, because the butter come on, butter makes things a little bit better. Butter's not exactly what I'm supposed to be having right now, but oh well. I'm grabbing like a big old handful of cilantro as soon as I put the butter in. I'm gonna do the butter first. And again, I'm not a measurements person. I did 2 cups of rice. I'm gonna do like a tablespoon-ish of butter. My nose itches so bad. I'm gonna wash my hands now, that was gross. And I'm gonna grab the cilantro while I'm over here, everybody. Okay, so let's do our butter. Just going in here. Yum. This is starting to smell so good, everybody. Oh my gosh. The beans are like, oh, the aroma is absolutely fantastic every time. The If you're a measurements person, you're gonna hate the way I cook. I'm really sorry. Lime, enough. And let's do the cilantro. I don't know if there's enough lime in the beans. We're gonna add more lime in the beans too. This is how I do it, guys. And I don't know if there's enough garlic in the beans, so I'm gonna add more garlic to the beans. Love this, love this, love this. We still have to chop up the chicken, which I think I might actually not make you watch me do. I hate chopping chicken. And I'm just gonna take all this cilantro. This is what makes the dish like amazing. I'm gonna put this in here and we gotta give it a good stir, which is gonna get real messy real fast. Here's my stack of napkins right here. All right. I probably should have used the slightly bigger pan. Oops. And I might have been able to use more butter than what I put in here, but it's all good, guys. Less butter is not a bad thing. Butter's not really great for you. Oop. You know what's really smart is putting your hand on the burner of a hot stove. I'm really good at doing dumb stuff like that when I cook. I love to cook, guys. If you want me to cook a little bit more, let me know. I'm a big crock pot meal person. I do lasagna without a recipe, and it always turns out really good. Not much of a follow a recipe person unless like I absolutely need to, if it's something that I'm like, yeah, I couldn't do that on my own. But for the most part, I tend to wing it on stuff. Our beans are starting to look amazing here. And I'm a same spoon stirrer because this is all going into the same bowl when I'm done, so. Yum, these probably are amazing. I don't usually taste things as I go. Because because I've done this so many times. Lacking in the salt category on the beans a little bit. Let's cook more salt into that. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make you watch me chop the chicken. I think I'm just gonna show you the finished product here. So hopefully this was useful to you. But let me give you finished product. I'm not done. I'll be back. And here's our final product, everybody. I tried to kind of like put it in here so that you can see what the different parts are. So we've got the rice, bum, bum, bum. The beans. Ooh, look at those onions. They're perfectly cooked in there. Yum. We've got the chicken, which is hard to see. You're gonna see chicken bones in here and be like, why did you do that? Because they help keep it flavorful. So I'm keeping those in there for right now. But the chicken, I didn't use as much chicken as you need for this particular amount of salsa, so it looks like I've got a lot of salsa, but the chicken is cooked and I shredded it and everything. Sour cream under here, cheese. Ba-bang, everybody, gonna eat this with some chips right now. If you liked this video, I know it was a little, like I get, guys, I'm very fully aware that what I'm doing is not like super professionally done or anything. It's just supposed to be informative for you and a little something to keep my channel going while I'm not couponing. So please let me know if you like this, if you'd like to see more like this from me. I'm trying to do some easy at-home meals. Obviously you can substitute things or ask me questions or whatever. You can include salsa if you want. I'm gonna grab some chips down and I'm gonna eat this with some chips. I hope to talk to all of you soon. This is Danielle with Time Crunch Couponing / at-home cooking during COVID times. I hope you all have a great evening. What day is this? Wednesday. I hope you have a great Wednesday evening if this is when you're watching. If not, have a great week.